Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. So, Halloween is over, spooky month is behind us, and it is time to move forward. So, as we head into the late fall and the winter months, I have some stuff I want to get off my chest and talk about, specifically about creating more content. This is my gaming channel. It will remain my gaming channel because this is a favorite, hobby of mine. But also, I think that it's very important to build community and community that's positive. And I think that this is what I think a lot of people who shame video games get wrong is that they think that they are, you know, I don't know, it's like you win at games but you lose at life kind of a thing. But I don't think that's that has to be the case. I think that for there's a lot of ways to build friendships and community through gaming. I mean, we've done this to some degree since the beginning of time. Whether it was sports or some other, storytelling groups, whatever it was, right? There was always this idea of gaming. I mean, games like Dungeons and Dragons come from wargaming, which comes from, something very much older. So this is not really new. I'm sure that a lot of you guys know this, but I think ultimately what these criticisms of our hobbies is really a criticism of men. It's a male interest, and it has to be attacked. Now, are there some that take it too far? Of course. I think though that is not an issue of the actual medium, but rather with the individual. And I think that we've kind of created a very hostile environment for men, and so they could take something that's meant to be a little bit of escapism and take it too far because they can't find a better place to go. So, but anyway, I digress. That's not really what this stream is about. What I wanted to talk about is I made a video last week saying that I wanted to start creating new content and I wanted to work with people on doing that. So I guess I thought I would expand on that a little bit. And I know no one's watching right now, but maybe somebody will see this afterwards, and that's okay. So, um, I've been doing Honey Badger Radio for 10 years, and we have remained, for the most part, pretty stagnant in terms of our growth. And I think there's a number of reasons for this. And I'm not the one in charge of Honey Badger Radio. This is Allison's baby. I never want to take that away from her. I just do what I can to help. I facilitate. I'm a producer. I host the streams. I try to get the guests. I try to come up with the subjects. I run the news show, all in an effort to sort of continue to discuss issues that everyone else is discussing, but with a specific angle, which is the perspective of the man, of the male perspective. At least what I think is the male perspective. There is an issue with that, though. The issue is that it doesn't appear to be something that is selling very well to the average Joe. Now, one could say that it's not selling because they're not smart enough or they're not getting it or whatever, but I don't think that that's fair, and I think that that's really a problem of how we are delivering the message. So I think there are people who like the content. Obviously, we've managed to stay relevant or somewhat relevant for the entire time we've been doing this. But I think that what is a good move, at least for my part, is to try to do more for the conversation in a broader sense outside of the channel. So Lindsay and I have been talking about making our own content for a while. We've even done a couple of things. We've played around with ideas because, since I've been with Lindsay in the mornings, we would have some coffee and we'd be sitting on the couch, kind of waking up, And inevitably, because our minds are, like sharp, or I guess, or we're like, we have this stuff on our minds, we'll talk about stuff. And we would always have great conversations. And a lot of times I'd say, I wish we had recorded this or something. But of course, she's not comfortable with that. And I understand, and it got me thinking, there's a lot of people that I talk to, either on YouTube or in meetups or, on social media or whatever, that will be like, oh, I want to talk about this thing, but, and then there's like, whatever, like they don't like the way that their voice sounds. They don't think they'd be good for podcasting. They don't want to reveal their identity, whatever it is, right? And I often just encourage them, you should probably create some content anyway, whatever, right? You might not even reach anybody. Like, I mean, for me, the gaming channel here if it grows, that's great, right? But I'm not trying to like build an empire. I'm just having fun, and I'm interacting with people that I think want to interact. And I'm also, like sort of promoting this idea of community, right? So I think about that, and then I was watching, and I mentioned this on my original video. I was watching a Chris Williamson video, and he was talking to a guy, and they were discussing male competition. And, this is a thing that always bugged me, because the feminist talking point is the most common one, which is that men, can't be friends. They're either always trying to kill each other, or they're trying to fuck each other. I mean, that's basically the way they see it. That's why they ship men that are friends together. They always ship them, because they can't see them being friendly unless it's sexual. And if it isn't sexual, then they must hate each other, and because they want to be the top guy. And of course, that just means these people don't understand how men work. But Chris Williamson said that he relies on his team, and that they bring out the best in each other. And I'm like, his content is very high quality. Like, it's something that I think of as a very high standard. Okay. So why can't we do that? Because I've heard him talk about stuff, and while I like most of what he says, it's not mind-blowing. It's not like, oh my God, like nobody's heard this before. It's all very common sense stuff. And I think that, and I'm happy that he's like getting involved with this, that he's becoming a part of the discussion, right? And then I look at other people, and I've mentioned this on my other video. I look at Pearl, and Pearl Davis started off, and she was just talking to women on the street, and she just kept building and building, and all she does is essentially enhance her own brand. And from purely the perspective of the quality of the content, I think it's high. I think that, she gets on guests, she gets conversations going. They may like devolve into shouting matches and stuff, and turn into Jerry Springer. But the point, people watch, and it's not just because of the I guess the level of the content. Like, it's not that it has to be lowbrow to attract people, because I don't think that's true. I just think that people need to feel like they're part of the conversation. I think that the average Joe is smarter than we give them credit for, just based on conversations I've had with people on the street that I've met in passing, and they ask me, like, we might get into some small talk, and they'll ask me what I do, and I tell them, and they always get kind of excited and interested. So they're not turned off by it or anything. So I think that this is a popular line of discussion, and I want to raise the bar to some degree, but I don't want it to get so esoteric that it alienates people. And I think that's what I think there are a couple things that keep HBR small. I think one of them is that we don't create edited, pre-recorded content that's scripted and, well, and like easily digestible, like short, Peter Wright, who's one of the people who's going to help me on this, and if you don't know who Peter Wright is, he's a scholar and a researcher. He's talked a lot about this kind of stuff, and he has a website called gynocentrism.org. He's written several books on the subject of gynocentrism. It's sort of like his primary wheelhouse. And he told me, when I told him what I was thinking about doing, that he wanted to contribute. And he said that, a man, like a man, okay, like your average man that's working and has like other things to do, does not have time to watch 2 or 3 hours of podcast. It just doesn't. The only kinds of men that do are men who don't have jobs, or men who are willing to set that time aside, which aren't many, or the kind of men that can watch things in pieces. Like maybe they're stuck at home, maybe they work from home, whatever the specific conditions are that suit that. But that's not a lot of men. And I want to reach men. I mean, I want to reach women, like through HBR. Hopefully we can reach women, and we do have some, but most of our subs are still men. Most of our audience is still men. So I want to reach more men. And I think Peter Wright is right. I think the way that men consume content is different. Like Lindsay likes to watch like 3-hour Pearl Davis, panel discussions, or she was into that for a while, or other long form content. And sometimes I do too, but sometimes it's also really nice to just get like 10 minutes, make an argument, or, something short. Like I'll watch clips from something, right? And I think that is good for men. So I think about it like, okay, so I think that if I had a team, because I feel like I'm doing this stuff by myself, even when I work at HBR, and I do get help, like I'm not throwing shade at anybody. Like Mike J and Andrew, they do write-ups for me. Lindsay helps me with write-ups as well. I get a lot of support, so I'm not complaining. I hope you don't think I'm complaining. I'm very grateful. And this is like, what I do at HBR is my income. And this is the reason why I'm concerned, because I'm getting paid the same amount that I had been getting paid since I started. We barely make our fundraisers every month. And the value of the money I'm getting is going down because they're printing the shit out of it. So it's unsustainable. From my perspective, if I don't start making more somehow, and I'm living hand to mouth. This isn't like, again, I'm not greedy. I just want to like be satisfied and know that I've earned what I have. But it's not sustainable as it currently stands. And I think that I can and should be doing something else. Can't push anything in any direction, but I'm like, the e-begging gets exhausting, and I don't like doing it. I prefer that I get money that I earn because I'm doing something right. That's what I want. I don't want to engage in that. It's actually wearing me down quite a bit. So I proposed this on Twitter, and I did it on YouTube. And Peter Wright sent me a private message and said that he thought it was a really good idea and that he would supply me with a couple of things that he's written, because Peter Wright doesn't want to make appearances. He doesn't want to engage in, for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's protecting his identity. I mean, I get it. I know a lot of guys and girls who they want to write about this stuff. They want to talk about this stuff. They got it on their mind, but they want to protect themselves because it's not exactly a popular subject. So I told him, well, look, I can't pay anybody. So I would be doing this pro bono, but also I'm not getting anything out of it. My whole purpose is to just start putting it out there. So since I have like a little bit of notoriety, I could use my voice and I could read out and make videos. I'm just reading over some, B-roll or graphs or statistics or whatever it is, and make videos for people using their write-ups and their content. And I would broaden the conversation. Like, it wouldn't just be like 100% men's issues all the time, because I think that there's another thing that a lot of people miss in HBR is the reason. I think one of the reasons why the men's issues conversation is not the primary conversation is because people are distracted by other talking points that the left has made their purse puppies. For example, the race discussion, or discussions about socialism, and discussions about the trans agenda and the LGBT, and Israel and Palestine, and whatever, right? The Canadian healthcare system, essentially engaging in assisted suicide. All of these things can be boiled down to men and women, but they also, you can't just say that because people will think that you're trying to distract or that you're obsessed with your particular talking point. And so I think that the other things do have to be addressed. I do think that, but you can frame it or address it first, I guess, and then sort of bring it back to men and women. Like, I was talking to Lindsay, and I want to know what you guys think about this, but I brought this up on previous shows. Okay, it always comes back to this left-right dichotomy. Well, what people think it boils down to, and I don't think they understand that the left-right dichotomy is an illusion that the left created, but the real dichotomy is the male and female, or the masculine and the feminine, because there are two genders, so there are two perspectives. It's not, like, there's like the black pill bullshit idea of like, it's just the two wings on the same bird and it's all bullshit. No, you don't understand. Like, you're looking at this too closely, and you're seeing what you believe are inconsistencies in one side or another, and therefore it's all garbage, but you don't see it. Like, it's just male nature versus female nature, and female nature is in charge. And it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or liberal or conservative, you are in that dichotomy somewhere, and most people have become more feminine. That's just the way it is. That's why, what we call the right, which I don't think exists as a term. I mean, I know it exists as a term, but I don't think if you look at it, it really makes any sense. They're just second wave feminists. They're just feminine, but less feminine. And I think that it's so. But like, the thing is, a lot of people are not ready to have this conversation. In fact, they get really angry if I bring that up. They really get defensive and angry about it because they don't like the idea that they have been lied to and that they are wrong. Because that's really what it is. It comes down to, there's something that you have invested your time, energy, resources, whatever into, and you're wrong about it. And I'm saying that as somebody who himself believes that he's wrong. I was wrong about that, and there's probably stuff that I'm going to discover later on down the line that I'm still wrong about. I mean, right now this is where I am, but this could change. This is what it means to just sort of accept that, right? This is why I've been bringing up sunken cost fallacy lately, which is what people are going through right now. They are not willing to face the fact that they have invested in something destructive, either to themselves or to the people around them or to their entire society, because they thought that what they were doing was right and good and righteous, and it wasn't. And so now we're in this place, right? So anyway, I want to get to. I feel like I'm being a little. I'm digressing a bit. So this is what I want to do, and I want to be clear on it. Okay, I can't pay for anything. So if what you want me to read or work on involves me paying you, I'm afraid I can't do it at this point. I'd like to be able to at some point, but I think that the primary goal is to create videos on another channel, not this one. I'm going to make another channel that just addresses specific. It'll be essentially scripted, edited, pre-recorded content. No live streams, nothing like that. At least not at first. I don't know what the future holds, but for sure this is my intention, right? And so Peter Wright, who is a really good example of what I'm talking about, he cannot or does not want to do any recorded content or on-camera content or anything like that, but he's written a lot of stuff. I can give you some examples of some stuff that he suggested to me, and I won't be putting it on screen, but he is on gynocentrism.com or .org rather, and it is .com. It is .com. I thought it was .org for some reason. And he's got a couple of articles that I could make. So one is called The One True Masculinity. And it's basically about how everyone in the sort of like gender-oriented space. This goes for the PUAs and the red pillars as well as the feminists. They're always trying to define what true masculinity is, what it means to be a man. Okay? And I would read that out. I won't add my own commentary. I'll just give his perspective on it. And the purpose of it is to essentially bring these things that are written down somewhere on the web and make them into videos, because a lot of people would rather just listen to this or watch it and then just like leave it at that. Just credit the author if they want to be. So I would say, at the end, I'd say by Peter Wright or care of Peter Wright or whatever, and then let people just like take it in and give their opinions in the comment section, right? It's just about fostering conversation. Another one is called Men Tend to Regulate Emotions Through Their Actions Rather Than Words, right? Something we've talked about on the show many times. I've had on people like Phil Mitchell who discuss, male psychology and how men heal differently. We've talked about it. But the thing is, if this talking point is buried in a 3-hour podcast, then no one's going to hear it. Or at least no one other than the people willing to sit down for 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever it is. So this gives it, I think it could reach more people. He gave me another one. These are just 3 examples, okay? So this could be 3 videos right here. Self-actualization and the red pill, which is, related to the red pill and Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which I think you guys are probably familiar with because I know you guys are sharp. So look at just those, okay? I've also wanted to talk about the relationship between the masculine and the symbolic, and the culture, because I think these are all very important. I think that people who get too dismissive of things like our culture are missing the mark, and this is actually how we've gotten to this place where we are now, because too many people have ignored the importance of our culture. And so these are just some examples of what I am talking about. I've also so I've been reached out to by a couple of people about this. For example, some people that want to write about circumcision, some people that, but they want me to do the reading of it. And I have been told that I have like a voice that's good for that, so I figure I may as well. And I think if I'm allowed to pre-record it, I could take the time to do less stuttering and less ums and uhs and all that. So maybe it would have like a higher quality. I obviously would not be doing it with like a Vivian avatar like this. This is on the gaming channel. I would probably either appear on the camera myself, or I would just have B-roll and a voiceover. So this is, I think, what I'm starting from. So one last thing, and then I'll look at your comments, because I do see some people commented. I'm going to be hosting a Twitter Spaces at about 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time today, because some people that are reaching out to me have reached out to me on Facebook. Some people have reached out to me on YouTube. Some people have reached out to me on Twitter. Some people on Telegram. So it's like, well, how do I get to these people? Because they're all kind of scattered. So this might be, that's going to be the move. So I'm going to do a Twitter Spaces today at 3. So if you're on Twitter and you're following me, it's at Badger Arcade. At 3 o'clock, I'll host a Twitter Spaces and basically just sort of reiterate what I'm saying now, and see who wants to, and again, if at some point in the future it becomes something where it can actually grow and I can make it into a job, then I will be more than happy to compensate people who want to be a part of the team. Whatever it is, I had a guy who reach out to me and say that he does art and animation, and I haven't I don't think I'm at that point yet, but it's good to know because I think it could be useful in the future. I mean, I'm an artist myself, and I'm not probably going to get to use this degree for any of that. So I may as well, just use it in what small ways I can. So anyway, Twitter Spaces at 3 o'clock. I'm going to be talking about this again. Follow me on Twitter at Badger Arcade. If you're on Facebook, just leave me a comment. I see that I am streaming there right now, and let me look at your YouTube comments. So, Teal Deer says the real red pill is the nature of the blue pill. You are not only fighting the system, you are fighting people so hopelessly caught up in it, so reliant on it, they will fight to uphold it. Yes, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And that's sunken cost fallacy, right? They're living a lie, and they'd rather just keep living the lie than deal with the truth, because it is painful. It is painful, especially when you consider how many people have essentially done a lot of damage to their own lives. Like, you know what? I'm not going to get into it now, but maybe in the future. LackQCD says, I just watched The Silence of the Lambs and Carrie for the first time last night. There was a lot of feminist narratives in them. Might be an interesting topic to cover. Yeah, I love talking about film. I actually want to make that I guess you could say a genre. Like if I had a channel and there were different content, there'd be different playlists, and one of them would be cultural. Also, I could use the gaming channel for that too. I haven't decided because I want to talk about culture and stuff in the gaming channel while I'm doing streams. I'm supposed to be gaming right now, but I'm a little distracted. So, LatQCD says the Silence of the Lambs had the whole feminist woman in male dominated space narrative and the supposed boys club work culture. Yeah, I know, I saw it. Yeah, I mean, the 90s was pretty feminist. Like, a lot of people think, this is the thing about these, like, you know, James Lindsay, like, Dave Rubin, like, classical liberal types. They think, oh, if we can just go back to the 90s, right? This is what a lot of these kind of, like, you know, supposed anti-feminist content creators or anti-leftist content creators are doing. That they want to go back to a different, you know, kind of feminist world, but it's all garbage. Like we're only here because we didn't say anything in the 90s. That's why we're at this place. Like QCD says, Carrie on the other hand was like a female revenge fantasy. Absolutely. And then he says, I bet you anything there's tons of articles of feminists praising them for that messed up reason. Yeah, definitely it was celebrated. Like there was this period in the 70s I think, maybe even late 60s, where there were a bunch of revenge films where women were like killing men. There was a lot of them. Like I Spit on Your Grave, stuff like that. But those never really went away. I mean, there was like a trend because it was like this you know, low budget grindhouse cinema films with women, you know, violent women killing men and being lesbians with each other. So, LatQCD says Honey Badger Cinema. I thought about that, but I kind of want to get away from the Honey Badger brand a little because I feel like even with this Honey Badger Arcade, sometimes I feel like it would be better if this was its own thing. So I might change this to something else later because I feel like Allison kind of owns that brand, and if I make my own content, I'm gonna be saying stuff that Allison might not like. So I don't think I should be attached in that way because I have like some beliefs that I think that sometimes Allison plays a little safe politically, which I don't get because once you're advocating for men, you're basically about as extreme as it gets. But that's just me. Lat says, yup, it was around for a long time. They think it just spontaneously appeared in 2016. Yeah. Brian Untamed and Uncut. Actually, my idea for the channel name was going to be He Said, She Said, because it was originally, and I mean, it still will be, like Lindsay and me, like talking. But I also want to, because we're not going to make content all that often, but I want a steady stream of it. I think that we're also going to, you know, I want to do readings. So I got a woman named Megan who wants to write about circumcision. I got Peter Wright. I'm going to ask like people that I've had on in the past as guests to come on and do pre-recorded interviews. I'm in touch with Rachel Wilson, she's coming on HBR this month, but I'm also going to have her on separately because I want to talk more about religion with her because she is an ortho, and I don't think that our audience at HBR is as interested in that subject as I am. So I'm probably going to do two discussions with Rachel Wilson, one for the main show and one for me. I'm also going to talk to Hammerhand on the He Said, She Said show about some stuff. I'm also going to talk to, who else do I have in mind? I already said Jesse Lee Peterson. Yeah, that's just a few off the top of my head. I don't want to like get too, in the weeds, but there are a number of people, even some old YouTubers that I used to watch back in the day that I kind of still am in touch with. I'm going to try and get them on. Daisy Cousins, Lauren Chen. I mean, I've had them on in the past on HPR, but I kind of want, like, I did the work to reach out to them and get them on. So I kind of want to expand on that. So, I think that's it. So Teal Deer, I know that you said you would be willing to throw your hat in the ring, but I hope that, I hope you understand that I can't, it would have to be essentially like voluntary because I don't have the ability to like compensate. And so, but I'm also not looking for compensation. So I think I'm just doing this because I think that it needs to be done. And what I'm kind of hoping for is that it will allow a something of a more, I don't know, like a more positive masculine space to grow. Because, I mean, HBR is definitely pro-male. Again, I've been with them 10 years. I believe in the message. I feel strongly about it. But, I think that if it was like just the way that men communicate, okay, the way that we express ideas, the way that we consume information, the way that we express ourselves, I think it needs to be its own space. And not like the red pill guys. I'm sorry, but those guys are not. I've seen enough content to know that that's not particularly masculine. Not in a sense that I think is iconically or symbolically masculine. It's more, it's like, I don't know. It's like they're posing in a way. It's competition, if it makes sense. Talking to Hammerhand on a different channel is probably a good idea, given how many times he's been shut down. Yeah, I know. But I think that's the reason why I'm interested, though. That's honestly the reason why I'm interested, because I haven't talked to him much outside of the interview, but I think I know, where he sits on things, and that is for me is what interests me. RP are mostly PUA nowadays. Not even that, like, but yes, there is, and I don't like that. That's like the face of the red pill, as it were. I don't, because I think that it's so incomplete, and it's essentially like really dependent on women. I mean, they may say they're not, but it's obvious that they are, right? It's obvious. So I don't know. So anyway, that's what I was thinking. So Twitter Spaces, 3:00 p.m. Eastern Time today. BadgerArcade.com. I'm just gonna be saying the same thing, but if you're on Twitter, you should come in, because that's more like a dialogue, right? And I guess there's a couple people that are gonna be there, so at least it's something. PUA are very blue-pilled. Calling PUA RP is an oxymoron. Yeah, it's true. It's based on female approval, right? I mean, that's the problem with it, honestly. So, you are right, sir. Okay, hold on a second. I think I will do one playthrough of this, because I discovered something. So I'm changing subject. Dealer says, I just wanted to know the business model. Being able to outsource editing and talking is actually beneficial to me. Given my history, I can give you plenty of health and fitness stuff if you want it. Yeah, that's a big plus. So some of the stuff I want to do on the channel, I mean, basically anything that men think are important. I think that Peter Wright's gynocentrism website has a lot of good stuff, but I don't want to just make, and obviously I want to like snack on feminism, like criticize it, because you have to, because it is like the dominant perspective, like it's what everybody thinks the world is like, so you have to like attack that, but you also have to, I think, offer something else. So I think that one of the primary things, and this is actually kind of like for me as much as for anybody else. I think men need the tools for financial independence. And especially in a time where our money is being printed into oblivion and more women are taking that money through government programs, etc. I mean, it's got to change. Like it's absolutely got to change, you know. So that's what I believe. Let me just put some music on here. Hold on a second. Okay. And can you guys hear that okay? Wait, hold on. Give me a second here. Sorry. Okay. Just playing some music. Yeah, so I don't know. The business model is just make content. I guess I'm willing to listen to some suggestions. That's definitely one of the things that I put out there is like, okay, so I want to make videos. Ultimately, what I'd like to do, if I have goals set up, is I'd like to have a studio space. Like, that would be like the end goal. Have a studio space, have guests over, fly people in, you know, continue the conversation and like reach as many people as possible. So yeah, wear down what's wrong while building what's right. That's correct, Lat. I'm glad that you guys understand. Did I make this a little smaller? I can. Teal Deer says, I literally have a bunch of random physical training qualifications, personal training, powerlifting, rescue diving, and lifeguarding, etc. No idea why I did these things. Just fun and useful. It could be useful. Okay, so completely like out of left field, but I'm still totally listening to this subject. Tildier says, needed to kill some time waiting for military entry and coming out of that, waiting to get back into what I do now. Good stuff, man. So I just discovered something about Lisa, so I'm gonna be playing through with her because she's pretty badass, is all I'm saying. I think she's got a lot more potential. They must have patched her or something, because she's completely awesome now to me. And we'll team her up with Joseph, I guess. Yeah, so... Oh, let me know, is the audio ducking working okay, or am I fighting with the audio here? She's good. Woo. Duck seems to be working. Oh, good. Audio seems fine to me. All right. Good. No, you're not turning me into a snail. Oh, shoot. He poisoned me! Damn frogs. So anyway, I think I'm gonna do the first recording after the Twitter Spaces. Maybe, see, Lindsay has got a couple days off, so I might work on that. Tomorrow's Thursday. Allison might have me work, so it'll have to be on my next day off where Lindsay's working, and I'll start doing readings, and I'm gonna make the channel, like set it up. I might take my old channel that's just my name. I think I have a couple of meme videos on there, and that's it. So I might take that one, because it's already, like, actually there's more subs over there than on this one. and just, like, rename it, rebrand it. So I don't know if that's going to confuse people. I've noticed that there's some MGTOW guys that I used to follow that are still on YouTube. They've, like, completely changed their name and stuff. And then I'll see them in my subscriptions, and I'm like, who is that? Like, I don't remember them. So I don't know if that's good or not, but... See that? Like, she's got these, like, air jumps now? It's like... She's good, man. Oops. Got star-fingered. Seems a little inappropriate. Okay. Kildare says people seem to get over rebranding quick enough, especially if it's something that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Oof. What? Hit me. Big mistake. Electricity says, I always play as female characters in fighting games. They're usually better because of their speed. Yeah, I mean, I like Lisa. Lisa is a really good like rushdown character. Like she does, she has like chain specials where you can like, you know, it's like a Fei Long. They call them Rekkas, because named after Fei Long's Rekka Ken, which is 3 punches in a row. But hers can change up, so she can do like mix up highs and lows. But now she's got like this air combo, so I can do both of those things, and she like slips around, like I can go behind people. So it's all about like mind games with her, I think. Ooh, ow. Oh, okay, Trish. Okay, Trish is kind of giving me heat, but it's okay. What? Did you see that? Oh, shit. Nah. Mind break the CPU. Yeah. Well, of course it's not easy to do that against a CPU opponent, but unfortunately the online for this is non-existent, so... The problem with that is that people like move on so quick, like, you know, to new things. Leave me alone. Thank you, Joseph. Big mistake. I try to like if I can. It always looks good to like beat an opponent with Lisa and still have your sunglasses on, because if she takes a certain amount of damage, her glasses come off, and it doesn't take much. So if I can keep my sunglasses on at the end, I know I've done well. Play against bots regardless of how much I'm mocked for it. Online play is too unreliable. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's in particular, the netcode for this is terrible. I don't know what it is with Japan, and like they're terrible at the netcode stuff. I mean, like Capcom's finally figured it out with like Street Fighter, I guess. But generally, no. Like they generally suck at it. Wait a minute, what is that? Dude, I didn't know she could do that flash kick. That's all of her combo things. Smooth as silk. Cold and compressed. Oh, that's more stuff I didn't know about. Okay, yeah. See, she's like, they gave her a lot of stuff. She's got a lot of moves, man. No dinosaurs for me. Oh no. Nice. I lost my glasses again. Oh no! Little dinosaurs. I'm gonna try. I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh yeah, it worked. Stupid. So I'm gonna, as far as the gaming channel goes, I'm gonna go back to Armored Core, Baldur's Gate 3, and Cyberpunk 2077. I might pick up Phantom Liberty. I don't know. It depends on, again, I gotta work it into the budget. So I'd like to because I've heard it, you know, really good things about it. And I think that in terms of like commentary, I think Baldur's Gate 3 and in particular Baldur's Gate 3 and Cyberpunk will provide a lot of interesting like commentary on the culture and stuff, because I think that they are like microcosms, right? Cyberpunk is like kind of predictive and Baldur's Gate shows like the absolute state of like D&D. So just like fantasy in general, because like normally right about this time of the year it's time to watch Lord of the Rings. I make it a thing to watch. Oh shit, a whole horse is the worst. I hate fighting against him. I like using him, he's like my favorite character, but oh shit. Am I worried that Space Marine 2 will be shit? I haven't heard anything, but yeah, I am a little bit. I don't get like how people could allow 40K to like get like paused, but I think it's getting paused. So yeah, I gotta focus on Whole Horse here. Hold on. Because he's like a zoner, and that's the thing about Lisa. Lisa is not good against zoners, so I gotta get in his cheeks. He's big on like keeping me away. Leave me alone, buddy. Try to get out of there. But yeah, I'm a little worried. What do you think? I'm just gonna keep doing that. Norwegian says, I'm gonna give it a year after release in case some stuff gets uncovered. What do you think they could do? Oh, fuck. Ah. Oh, he grabbed me. Shit. The gameplay footage looks what? Looks what so far? Can't see it. Fun so far. Yeah, it does. I have the first one. I should play the first one before I play the second one. Do you think they're connected? Because I haven't finished the first one. I think I started it and then, like, I was having so much trouble, like, trying to set it up for streaming. But Norwegian says, worst case scenario, they slowly MCU it. Maybe work in some BS lore reason for why the Space Marines can suddenly be female. Didn't they already start doing something like that? Even though there's already a Sisters of Battle? You know what? There is no way for them to, like, do any changes without completely screwing it over. Like, completely. And of course, that's what they want to do, right? Like, nobody who actually, like, you know, buys this shit wants these changes. Like, what got them interested in the first place? Get out of here. People who love the 40K lore don't want it. Yeah, the activists don't care. They're about destroying things. You guys hear about what happened to General Lee statue? That's it. Get out of here. Jesus Christ, that guy gave you a hard time. Tilder says, dumb Jojo question time. Which series has the best opening theme tune? Opening theme music? I am partial to Stand Proud. I know that Bloody Stream is really popular with people. But I'm partial to Stand Proud because it reminds me of the old shonens from the 80s that had like the, you know, hard rock tracks. and I think Stand Proud is just like, it gets your blood pumping. But I also really like, let me see. I mean, I like the original, like for Phantom Blood. Sodo Chino Sarame. That's a good one. I also really like from Part 4. I like the Chase song. So I know that's not, again, it's not popular for some reason, but I think it's fitting because it's kind of punk. And I like the Fighting Gold. I like that one too for Part 5. Those are like right up there. Oh, even the Jolene one, the first half Stone Ocean song. I don't know what it's called. That has like this kind of, you know, I knew it was gonna be a female singer, and I think it's appropriate. So, oh shit, Whammoo. I have to keep an eye on this fucking guy. Oh, shit. I'm gonna. That was good. That was good. I almost like my block meter is really low, so I have to be careful with that. Ooh, got him. Oh, Norwegian says, for example, GW made Belarus? Belarus call somehow create Super Space Marines. Belisarius. Oh, call somehow create Super Space Marines. The Space Marines were supposed to be the Emperor's best work. So there's Super Space Marines now? I thought they were super. That was the point. Tricky, tricky. Ouch. Ow. Oh shit. The Tech Pope. Ow! Fucked up. Ooh, out there. Telia says Space Marines were imperfect and had gene seed errors that gave them the chapters their particular quirks. Call made the Primaris Marines, which didn't have quirks until GW retconned that. Ah, I see. I'm not super like up on the lore, so. Well, that explains the quirks. And of course, that's all for. Ultimately, don't you think the lore serves the game? I mean, it was a game first, right? And it's great that it became like a whole big thing. Oh shit. Oh really? Okay. The lore exists to sell miniatures, yeah. So you need variety. Oh, that was close. Whew. 120. I'm gonna like stop it at 1 o'clock. This is one. You see those dodges he's doing? That's like some computer shit. It's not that easy to do that. Let's see. I've never owned the minis, but the lore is fantastic. My favorite chapter so far is the Black Templar. Thanks, Joseph. Yeah, I mean, I think if you have a really good product, the lore, even though you're using it to sell the product, if you accompany with really good lore and story, I think that only like does better. It like feeds into itself, right? Like, think about it. Okay, now imagine yourself as 11 years old, and there's a company that wanted to make toys where you have robots that transform into cars and jets. And you think that kids, boys particularly, would love that, and you want to sell it to them. But when kids play, and this is what I think is important, when kids play with stuff, they create a story. Like, they want to tell a story as they play. Even if it, you know, with boys, it's usually conflict. Like, if you ever had those little plastic army men or cowboys and Indians, I used to have those. You know, you make up a story, like, why are they fighting? Well, this is what they're fighting about, right? And then you have them fight. So, Hasbro came up with what I think, I mean, they're not the only ones, obviously, it's been going on for a long time, but they had the genius idea of having a story involving robots that transform into cars and airplanes. And they called it Transformers, and they made it work so well, in fact, that like it's been like a massive franchise. Even though, like, if you really sit down and think about it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But it doesn't matter, because it's like to sell toys to kids. But it also had to be a good story. So yeah, creative play, that's right, that's what boys do. So I think that in a lot of ways, games like you know, Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy, which are strategy games based in war games, which is an old, you know, old idea, they gave it a story so that people were like, well, why, you know, like, and it also, because they gave it a story, it also allowed for more creativity in the creation of the product, right? I didn't know his ass anyway. Jojo's fine. He's invulnerable to harm. Oh, nice. Origin says, I think an Imperial Guard game in the style of Earth Defense Force would be a fantastic if done right. Earth Defense Force? Hell, isn't that what... you know, I've never played Earth Defense Force, so I don't know. Oh shit. Let's see if this works. I think it did. I don't know if he's gonna. He might survive this though. Cause it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's doing damage. Oh, it did. Oh wow. All right. Think Tyranid invasion, but with insects. Yeah. Well, isn't that what Space Marine 2 is? I kind of like. You know, I gotta say, I don't know what you guys think, but in the first Space Marine game, you're fighting the orcs, right? And I guess in the second one, you're fighting the Tyranids, but I kind of like the orcs better as enemies. So what I would hope, I don't know if they're going to do this, but what I would hope is that for Space Marine 2, it won't only be Tyranids. It'll be like different groups, like there'll be Tyranids maybe, and maybe, I don't know, like Tau or Necrons or more orcs. Orcs are good. I like fighting orcs, you know. Or Chaos Marines, like something, like other things. I don't know what the game's gonna have because I don't like usually like look too much stuff up. But I feel like that would be the move. I feel like that would be the move, is to do different kinds of enemies and different levels, right? So. Toby says, there's a lot of delay in chat responding to your comments, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if I can help that. Maybe there is a way. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what I can do about that, but... Delay. I'll look into it. I don't know why that's the case. Do you think there's a way to, like, make it more one-to-one? Maybe it's because I'm not a paying customer of Restream.io. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Anyway, let me do 129. I gotta let the dog out soon. But what time did I start this? 12:15 or something like that. Yeah. So let me do a little bit more. I'll do one more playthrough of the arcade mode. But yeah, I like Lisa a lot. That should be fun. Let's see. You know, I saw that Stroheim could be good. I think I'll play with Stroheim. Let's do that. and I will team him up with Joseph as well. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know that there is lag from when what you see, because I can see, I'm looking at the stream right now, and it's showing that I'm just now in the character select screen, and over here I've started the first match. So as far as like music goes, Teal Deer, my favorite music is this, what is playing right now. This is my favorite song. This is how you know that you're about to like, you know, that you're about to like feel the pain. Oh, right, I forgot. The grenades? His grenades are the best thing about him, actually. Oh, I missed with that. Frag out! Big mistake. So Stroheim is probably one of the weakest characters on the roster in terms of like the actual power level of the characters. See, it's like him and Speedwagon. That makes them more fun to play, really. Ooh, okay. Yeah, don't worry about the UV lasers. Those are really good too. Base Nazi. Pretty sure in the manga version, Stroheim, you can see his like armband, but they removed it for the anime because the manga came out like in the 80s, and back then we weren't so triggered by that stuff, you know. What do you guys think about the General Lee statue being melted down? Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you guys know about that? So there was like this like artifact, essentially a historical artifact, as a statue of General Lee in Charlottesville, Virginia, that was removed. And the claim is that they were going to like put it in a museum, but they didn't. They actually, some commie uploaded a video of them melting his face down, the statue face. Curious about what you guys think about that. Cultural vandalism. All of them belong in prison. Heresy. Yes. It's crazy. Like, this... See, this is one thing that I would talk about on the channel. I would talk about how, you know, like, this isn't about, you know, like, it's not about what they say it is. They're always lying about that. And also, like, this is like a really feminine thing to do, you know? Like, oh, people feel bad about it. That's their excuse, right? You messed up. They waited for a break in the legal proceedings to do it. Very insidious. Yes. All I'm saying is that there is something horrible coming culturally, and not just in the States. Absolutely. But it's because we endlessly tolerate this shit, and that's because I think it is a feminine thing. I don't care if and you know how I know that, by the way, because I looked at a couple of like articles that were written about it. They're all written by women. It's like woman after woman. All of these, I think they're mostly like childless women. They don't have shit to do, so they just want to dismantle everything about us. No. This is what I'm saying. The preservation of that statue, that's a masculine thing. The guy wasn't just, you know, what they claim he was. He literally was like a hero of like the Mexican-American War. So, you know, and it's not obviously like the Southern, the Confederacy thing. That's pointless. That's not important. You know, they'll try to claim it is, but that's not really what this is about. Ooh, juggle. Oh, what? Oh, shit. I forgot that his range on that is, like, a lot better than it was. Haha! Ouch! Yeah, you asked for it. Do the Japanese really laugh the way Stroheim laughs, or is that a skit? I think that's I think that's them doing like a voice for the German guy. Maybe that's the way they think Germans laugh. I don't think Germans laugh at anything though. Black QCD says they don't have children to shelter and be overprotective of, so they treat adults like children to shelter. Yes. They need something to do, right? They need somebody to take care of. That's how you get all these busybodies. And then the women that are the most insane about that are the ones that go into activism and politics. And those are the ones that probably need most to not be a part of that. They need to be at home raising children or doing something. Like if you're going to be like a tyrant, be one at home with your kids. And then maybe have like a husband that keeps you from going crazy. I know that sounds like super like offensive to some people, but listen, one Passione guy to another. That was good. That was good. Kermans are just yeah. I like Germans. I met some good Germans. Well, that's it for him. Like QCD says, that was a consequence of industrialization. Once homemaking becomes automated, women have nothing to do and they get into trouble. Yeah, but I mean, that was gonna happen inevitably then, right? Because like industrialization was inevitable. I think that the problem is that women are morally bankrupt, and we don't want to like just say that. You know, they don't pay any price for behaving badly. There's no pressure to like even like perform well, and what I mean like perform socially, right? They can be aggressive, they can be hateful, they can be angry, bitter, childish, they can throw tantrums. We all just go, well, okay, you know. Men can't do that. You know, a woman that wants to get on a yacht can just like be pretty. A man has to earn the ability to get a yacht. Man, Kakyoin is gonna get it bad. Oh, you want to play that game? I got range attacks too. They're probably not as good. Yeah, the hand roll splash is better. Okay, I can throw grenades. Take that, potato masher. But they couldn't get away with that in the past because their survival would have depended on it. Yeah. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? These things have reach. People don't hold women accountable, but nature can. Yeah, eventually. One wife who says women want man gone, period, end of story. Yeah, but they know, but that, see, they probably, there's probably a sizable number that do, but like, they're fucked if they do that. Like, I don't know if are women so stupid that they don't even know that, like, trying to do this to men is gonna end them too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's in their nature to self-destruct. I've never, like, women are so prone to self-destruction and self-sabotage. It's unbelievable. So I got a theory, since we're talking about women, I got a theory I want to bounce off of you. I brought this up at a show once. I think that women don't understand, like, they don't understand statistics. They don't understand numbers. Let me explain before Caesar kicks my ass. You'll see women, right? And they'll talk about what they expect from a man. They'll talk about, like, oh, I want him to make six figures. Like, when they get asked on the street, like, how much money do you think, like, a man should make? And they'll say, oh, 300,000, 500,000, like, these crazy, like, insane numbers, right? And it'll be like, well, how, you know, what do you think, like, height-wise? They'll be like, oh, he's got to be, like, at least 6'2", whatever. And obviously, they're, like, essentially saying, I want the impossible, right? I want six figures, six abs, six-pack abs, 6-inch cock, you know, and 6 feet tall. And I think that, I don't think that they know what they're saying, and I'm not giving them a pass. Let me explain. I don't think women know what 6 foot tall looks like. I don't think women know what 6 figures is. I don't. I think normal women, what they're saying when they say that is, I want more than my girlfriend has. So they look at the women around them, and they see them happy with a guy, and maybe as long as the guy is taller than her, then that's basically 6 feet. So like a 4'8" woman, you know, a really small woman, would see a man that's like 5'7" as like a 6 foot tall guy. Like, it's not, they're not even looking at the numbers. They're just looking, and they're looking at like their girlfriends, and they're with a hot guy, and he's, you know, or they're happy. He doesn't even have to be a hot guy. He could be an average guy. And they're happy. And she's like, I want that. And then what she's going off of is, well, he's taller than her, and he makes more money than her, and he's, you know, like, not obese. So therefore, he has to have a six-pack and make 6 figures. So when I think that women just don't understand, like, when men hear 6 figures, 6 feet, we put that into a graph in our mind. Like, okay, this is what I gotta do to get 6 figures, and they start looking into, like, investing and, like, you know, what is the best career path. Like, they basically go and actually try to literally acquire that without knowing. And some men, they go as far as to, let me know in the comments, why did my stream freeze up? Let me see here. Is there something wrong? It says it's going out. Could there be a problem with YouTube? Let me look here. Oh, it's still going. Okay. Well, I don't know what that was, but women think Instagram is realistic far more than men think the hub is realistic. Yeah. It's because of their lack of gratitude for men and what they do and their own insane entitlement. Yeah, but I know it sounds entitled, but this is what I'm asking. So it wasn't just on my end. Yeah, there was some, I think YouTube is doing some fuckery. Anyway. That's just a theory I got. There you go. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm gonna quit after this, take the dog out, and then do this Twitter Spaces thing. Ouch. So Teal Deer, are you still there? I'm gonna ask. You have a favorite, not like opening theme. Well, first of all, you didn't answer the question. I answered it. But the other thing is, do you have like a favorite like leitmotif for a character from the show? You know, like fuck this guy. You got time for that? For example, you know, like Dio's theme, Jotaro's theme, the Pillarman theme, Cars theme, Giorno's theme. Is this stream working again for you guys? It's working for me now, but I had to refresh. Okay, 2 battles left. Leave me alone. Rubicon is pretty great. Rubicon? Stream is fine. Whoa. Nice. No time stop. That was good. Okay, Dio. We're gonna, you know what? I forgot you're a vampire, so I'm gonna use this on you. I don't know. Like, you should have just done that from the beginning. Rubicon is Santana's theme. It's got Gregorian chanting. Oh! I didn't know it was called Rubicon. That's a good theme. Okay, final battle against Johnny Joestar. So... because he's a cripple. People are gonna be like, oh my god, representation. When this comes out as an anime, people are gonna be like gushing. Oh my god, it's a crippled hero. not knowing that his whole point is of doing the story is that he doesn't want to be crippled anymore. So, does that, like, if you're against it, like if you don't want to be crippled and that's your goal, are you like anti? I don't even know how it works. So. Oh shit. Oh, he's too low to the ground. God damn it. You almost got me, but that grenade got you. Guy just ran through with a rock. Oh man, he just got a hug. Both sides. Never changed, Jojo. Yeah. Now he's about to get his head crushed by this random guy with a brick. Okay. Nice. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here and take the dog out and go to then I'm gonna do this Twitter thing. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, it'll be Twitter Space at 3 o'clock at Badger Arcade. Thanks, guys, for hanging out, spending time, and I'll talk to you all next time. You know what to do. I'm not gonna repeat myself. So have a good one.
Men's rights activists are machines, dude. Okay? They are literal machines. They are talking point machines. They are impossible to fucking deal with, especially if you have like a couple dudes who have good memory on top of that too. Holy shit, you're fucked.